Hello. Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody? How are you doing today? What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on in the news lately. We all know what we're talking about today. Coca-Cola. Just a second. We got Mikhail 2525 followed yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. I think this is good for white in this situation. Everything's protected. Let's switch the category. Let's switch to chess. All right, let's go. Okay, let's get into this position because it looks like black, obviously. Let's get some music going and all that. Okay, test. Okay. Test. Sibilance. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay. Oh, what did I do? What have I done? What have I done? Rainwave OC Remix. Let's go. And there we go. It's on both scenes. Okay, let's go. We're good to go. Okay, we're good to go. Obviously, there needs to be something. There needs to be something that I do. There needs to be something that I do that protects this knight, because the pawn would taking with the pawn would expose the king, and I not really anywhere to escape to at this point. I really want to make sure that this pawn remains, and that this whole area is connected, is protected. But wait, for now the queen is guarding the knight, and I just need to look if black has any way at all to chase out my queen. I could always return to D2. However, that would block my rook from advancing eventually, because eventually I want to block this bishop somehow. Maybe if the knight would be moved, I could then move my bishop. But what if I start with the knight? If the knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and I end up on top. Not only that, it's with tempo because it's attacking the rook. So I need to put the music on. Okay, there you go. Okay, so I do think the knight is good because it chases out the knight or forces a trade, and the trade is not in black's favor, so I think black would move the knight. But then I have a problem where how do I get the bishop there? But then I would have to move the knight again. So that would, it might be better just to move the rooks this way or over here. Maybe rook D G1 might be good. Maybe just prevent this pawn from advancing, and also from this one if it somehow got here. But I also need to allow bishop to remain on that diagonal, so I think pushing the pawn would be my best move here. And waiting for him to move. This is an untimed game that me and my friend MBK player are just playing. We're always going to have a game going. We made a commitment to each other. I said, hey, MBK player, me and you should have an ongoing chess game that always exists, and you know, if once that game's over we just replace it with a new one, and it just always goes on. And we should never, like, I should be able to look at my phone and always have a game to study between you and me, because he's been the #1 person that's helped me improve in chess. I would say it's like we kind of coached each other. You know, we both, you know, supplied chess knowledge that wouldn't be present if it was just me on my own. Because like people, they give you ideas on the chessboard. When you play them, you can kind of see how they play. You know, you can kind of see how people think, and like yeah, that's the main threat here. But I think castling is probably what's going to happen next. Any kind of pawn advancement from either side would determine the pawn structure. I think the biggest threat is white playing g4 to g5. If takes, and the rook is under attack, but the bishop's still there, so it's like, you know, it'd just be a trade. But it would definitely ruin black's king side, and then black would be forced to same side castle. You'd go here and then here. Pretty much, but then the pawn structure is set up for opposite side castling. So I think castling right away, just to make sure that this side is protected and the rook's out of the way, so the rook can come in and attack and stuff like that. But the knight and king is guarding. I would prefer the king to not be one guarding, because if the king is one guarding, then the opponent just has to get one more piece there, you know, to protect the square. Yeah, another move right here would just to be to trade right away. But then the queen would be attacking the rook. You would just castle out of it though. So that would actually probably be black's best move. Let's just kind of warm up with a bullet, and then we'll get into the weekly blitz arena. Oh, we could just start the blitz arena now. How about I just do the weekly for an hour? No, let's just do the weekly. And there's 2 other streamers. Well then. Note to self, I should always open up someone else's stream on a side monitor first. Okay, let's go. Where am I from? I'm from California. Hey, Astrid. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh. The bishop. I know, Astrid. I'm trying to do it with the knight as a training. I know I could just bring it up. Okay. Let's go! I checkmated with the knight and the queen. I know how to do it with the king. Just 1, 2, 3. I wanted to try to do it with the knight and queen. You have 50 moves before it has, I I forgot this is a 5-minute. I thought this was bullet for a second. I moved way too fast. I forgot that this is a freaking I forgot that this is a 5-minute tournament. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Well, welcome Astrid. Are you new to the stream? Well, welcome. I don't always play chess. A lot of the times I kind of just chat about stuff. I'm really doing a lot of stuff to prepare myself for the next several years of my life. I've been going through a medical thing the past 4 years, but I'm on my way out of it. I have a final surgery that I'm getting at the end of the year, and you know, if you're interested, it's gender affirming treatment. So I've had orchiectomy. I've had facial surgery a month ago, or over a month ago, and yeah, I'm gonna have my bottom surgery at the end of the year, and I'm pretty excited. But you know, it's like I've kind of just been trying to mentally be there. You know what I mean? Like have yourself in the exact mindset you need to be strong enough to get through what I'm doing. And it's really difficult, but I've been surviving. You know, things have been pretty good. Yeah, I'd say things have been pretty good. I've been doing good. Like I'm strong. I'm not like excelling, but a lot of that is out of my control. So I'm doing the best I can with what I have. You know. I can't do better than that. You know? So it's like, one of those kind of situations. Yeah, thank you. You know, in the end of the day, it's just the same as anybody else in this world. You know? Like, I'm on a journey, but so are you. You're on a journey. Because we're going through this life and we're not here alone. You know, we're all in this together. That's why we use our pieces together in chess. It's just like real life. Like, you know, you can't just go in with your queen trying to checkmate, you know. You gotta work with your bishops and knights and your rooks. You know, and the pawns really do play a role. You know, they play a big role. They determine the overall structure, where the weak squares are and where the strong squares are. Do I want a strong b6 square, or do I want a strong b5 square? And then a slightly weaker b6 square? Because then I would no longer have this second defender. Doesn't look like it's going to be an important deciding square in this game because of the dark squared bishop's placement over here on the king side. So I think I would want to bring a6 just to start this structure, and then maybe block off that light squared bishop even further eventually. And then, you know, push that with a rook. Maybe bring the king's rook over here to go in with the other rook on the flank. I would say that's probably how to do it. Okay, now that the bishop retreated, I don't necessarily have to play here right away. If you go in here, the queen's guarding. So what if I want to put another defender over here by moving the knight? If the pawn came in... Yeah, that's bad. So I probably should move the pawn first, because if the pawn came in, I don't have any follow through. So I should just start that now, because maybe the bishop will occupy. Okay, bishop retreats. So this can still happen. I might want to push this pawn. Takes. Okay. Take. Queen's there. Oops. Well, there goes my dark squared bishops. We're both same colored bishops. Okay, what do I need to do now? I cannot allow this attack. Yeah, start threatening the bishop. Get the bishop completely out of there. Okay, now I can move the knight. Yeah, I know, I'm aware of my clock, Astrid. Jeez. I'm aware of my clock. I've been playing chess like all my life. Okay, so I'm aware of my time. Okay, you can just chill and enjoy the stream. I mean, I do appreciate that you're trying to help. I generally do not like backseat gaming. However, I do understand people get really passionate about chess. I know exactly what it is. Okay, it's the chess bug. It's a top enthusiasm. So if I move the bishop, okay, here we go. Oops, I forgot about the checkmate. God damn it. Yeah, I generally don't do backseat gaming, especially since that's technically cheating. So I would like to not put a delay on my stream, but if enough people were here who were trying to tell me which moves to play, yeah, thank you, Astrid. But you know, if enough people are in the stream that like tell me what moves to make, I'm gonna have to consider putting a delay on the stream, because that's just not fair to my opponents, and it's also technically cheating. I have a moral disagreement with cheating. I have a huge moral disagreement with cheating. I don't think it's ever okay. You're not in a life or death situation, so you don't need to cheat. That's not cheating, that's surviving. That's not the same as cheating. If your life is actually in danger, but you have to like somehow cheat at something to get, you know, it's not a game at that point, you know. If some crazy person like said, you have to defeat me at a game of chess or I own your soul for all eternity. You know, like, if that's the case, you know, but maybe you have to win without cheating. And then you just don't get caught. But then it's like Naruto. Oh, no spoilers. 420. Let's go. Don't get Big Brother Stockfish out. We can talk about the games after the game if you'd like. That's usually what I do, because then it's post-mortems. I mean, that's usually in the chess community, that's actually pretty standard, isn't it? From what I understand. Okay, let's do that to add a defender. I know that's common practice in the chess community, is to do a post-mortem, which is why I usually open up the analysis after each game. But I don't always do that. Sometimes I just want to play 2 games or 3 games in a row. I don't really care too much sometimes. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Let's put the question to the bishop. Now I'm defending the pawn. I could also bring in this defender, or I could bring in the bishop. I could bring the bishop now. Let's do this. And then that weakens the squares. Frees up the queen. Let's just do it. Then I need to keep G3 strong. Oh, now I can't do the rook lift. I could potentially do this. Let's get the other rook into play first, and then I can push. $12.85 is a nice rating. I haven't played in quite a while. I am trying to do better. I want to play more often. If you'd like to join me on stream while I play more often. I usually play longer games, but I think 5 minutes is, because otherwise I play bullet. Like, I'm like, either I play like 15-minute games with 10-second increment, or I play bullet. Like, but I almost never play like blitz. I think I'm gonna try playing more blitz than bullet now, instead of maybe a little bit of bullet. But I'm gonna try to stay on the side of Okay, I need this because then I can double up on the knight if you push. Doot, doot, doot. You only play 10-0? Yeah, I mean, 10-0 is a good trade-off. 10-0 I like too. It's double the amount of time as normal Blitz. But I do like the increment. I think it adds a lot more strategy into the game, especially in the end game. It gives you extra time that can just ruin your end game in one move. You know, it's like, I want to have a good game. You know, I don't want to have like some like, oh, I won because my opponent timed out. You know, I know that is obviously you want to win and you want to improve your rating. And that's a huge part of the strategy, is using the time allotted as a part of it. I do understand that, and you need that cutthroat kind of attitude, where it is you versus your opponent in a fight to the death. So you got to think about it that way. However, not every game is like a tournament game. I know that you should try to win every game by any means necessary within the legal moves. However, I don't think winning by the clock is a good sustainable strategy. I think it's good short term for like a single tournament or something. But eventually it's not going to work anymore. Your opponents are going to be able to play the whole game. So you need to get stronger. And so when you're lower rated, that's the time to do that. The stakes are a lot lower. You're not playing for like tens of thousands of dollars or whatever. You're like not doing that. You're like playing for like pennies or whatever. Yeah, winning on time, it's good if you're like playing for money, obviously. It's also just good if you if you care about rating. Then I guess there's people who like care a lot about their rating. I don't know why. Because your rating is just gonna change over time, and it's just gonna always be changing. It's just always gonna be a number. It's just a number. Like, what does that matter? Shouldn't the chess matter the most? Like, shouldn't it be chess first and foremost? Like, it's the chess that decides the quality of the chess. I know that the rating numbers are a good indicator, but I also think that, like, it's important not to chase that. Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody wants a high rating. I mean, you'd be weird if you didn't. Like, come on. Like, the goal of chess is a competitive game. It is you versus your opponent in a battle to the death. Okay, so that is as competitive as it gets. There is nothing. Oof, I forgot about the pen. There's nothing nothing more competitive. This is why I usually put longer games. I don't know. I don't really care too much. I'm having a good time. I enjoy playing games with you guys. If you ever want to play me, Rebecca Lauren on Lee Chess, just send me a challenge. Here, let's do a D4 move. Could just go straight over here. Do this kind of opening. Just decide the pawn structure right at the beginning of the game. Which one's it gonna be? Okay, you're deciding your pawn structure. So I'm gonna castle. Do I want same side castling? Yeah. No, I'm gonna do. Yeah, queenside castling. And the rook's gonna be. Rook and bishop are stuck defending. Play the queen here. Schizophrenic Energy is ranked number 9 with 43 points on a streak. GM DJ Hobby is number 1 at 60 points, currently not on the streak. Oh yeah, we should go over the game afterwards. I forgot about that. I am in an arena. I'm not trying to get points though, I'm just trying to play games. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. At least for now. Yeah, I mean, I generally try not to look at chat during my games. Obviously, if it's slow and we have an agreement now that, you know, we only talk after the games about the game. I apologize if that makes it a little less fun to watch my stream, but it, you know, I just have to have it a certain way. That's just how I am. In the future, I might have too many people doing that, and hopefully by then I would have more moderators that could just take care of that for me, so I don't even see it. But I generally, like, if that were the case, I'd probably be not looking at chat during the games. I would just minimize it. And then I would just let people do that, because then I wouldn't be looking at it during the game. I would just minimize it. And just try not to alt-tab. I would just click on the toolbox. I mean, I would click on the toolbar to get up a window rather than open up chat, because alt-tab would show it on the screen. And I wouldn't want to have any, like, what if somebody had Stockfish open, you know? And they gave me a move and I'm like, fuck, like, I didn't want to cheat. It's not fair. Nowadays, I mean, we have to fight fire with fire, I guess. Meet the pawn where it is and just have an impasse. Ooh. That's not good. I guess the exchange. I'll push the pawn. Ah! Yeah, this isn't a king, so I can push. Stockfish find moves that lead to a big sequence. Yeah, I mean, I know that, but at the same time, it still is technically cheating, and I don't like it. So even if somebody just gives you one move, it still feels like it's like, it feels icky. It feels icky. And you can't push the pawn because if takes, pawn can't take because of the pin. Okay, so you're just gonna do that instead. Rook is stuck guarding. Maybe you know, light squared bishop is trapped, so I can offer a trade. Maybe, no, I don't want the rook. I would take with the knight and reposition the knight. I don't know why, but it attacks the pawn. Keeps the rook defending it. And now the queen can go. Oh, here we go. Offer a trade, get the knight right back where it started. Yeah, I don't think any chess players support, and I think it's very rare when somebody is slimy enough to cheat. It's very rare. It almost never happens. But I think it happens probably a lot more on online chess than it does in the chess world. Like in the chess world, it's so rare. Like it's very slimy to play in an IRL tournament, an over-the-board tournament, and actually cheat. Like that's, I don't think that's forgivable. I understand people have weak spots in their especially if they're young and they have a lot of pressure, like maybe their parents are pressuring them if they're younger. There's a lot of stuff to think about. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the, you know, how people get to where they are, you know, like what leads someone to want to cheat. And, you know, I can understand the lure of somebody who's trying to, like, you know, especially if they're very young and they want to have a successful career, they want their parents to be proud. But, you know, it's not worth it. Like, they're gonna, if anything, it adds a shame to your life that you have to live with. And you don't want that. I don't really follow, okay, I need to tell you right now, I know it's very popular in the chess world to follow a very top level player's, a professional player, like a super GM's career. I know that's very common in the chess world. However, I just don't have the time for that. I know I'll probably never become a grandmaster or definitely not a super GM. But I think that's a good trade-off for me. Being able to enjoy chess in my own way. And to me, I care about the pieces on the board. I care about how do I make the best moves possible. And I think that's what Bobby Fischer did, and I think that's what Magnus Carlsen does. I don't want to worship the players. I want to look at their games and learn from them. I don't really think of I think of it like a chess database. Like I think about studying chess like I'm basically making a database, and it doesn't matter who's playing the game. Like it could be like some random person I've never heard of. Like it doesn't matter, because the only thing that matters are the moves on the board. You don't watch it? Yeah, I have not been paying. I apologize. I have not been paying. I don't need to apologize. Let's be real. But I apologize, but I have not been following professional chess in quite a number of years. I think back in 2013, I was very closely paying attention to Magnus Carlsen's career and Hikaru Nakamura's career, particularly. Their careers have changed. Magnus is still world champion, right? And that's still that. But Hikaru's career changed a lot. He focused. His calling. He found his calling in life. He's a streamer. He's a broadcaster. He's here to entertain people and educate people. That's what he wants. And I think that's perfectly reasonable to want. I put myself in quite a pickle of a situation. I can take the pawn. Check. Let's go. I think I was actually having a good chance of winning too. If I push the pawn, you have to go here. And all I have to do is get a knight here or here. And now it looks like a Starforged PC logo. Oh, I was gonna go over the game. Just a second, pause. Okay, I've played 167 rapid games, 59 classical games, and this is when I changed my name, I also made a new Elite Chess account. So this is not including the like 10,000 games that I had on the other account. Okay, like 757 games, 604 games, and 57 games. Let's look at my Blitz game. Oh wait, where's the? Where can I look at the game? Oh, here we go. 2,045 games total. Okay, let's look at this one. Analysis board. Oops. I need to do that here. I don't know why. Oh, it's my turn here. Let's look at this game for a bit. This is my game with my friend MBK player. Yeah, it's definitely a tough battle. I might wait to make this move later. Bishop takes. Queen takes or knight takes? Yeah, I mean, this is a good position for the knight. Also, prevents the bishop from coming in somehow, or the queen. Yeah, I think the knight would come in best. Maybe I made that move too quickly, but I don't think it matters. This is an untimed game, not necessarily a correspondence game. We're treating it as just like an untimed chess game that we're just playing to like just play each other. It's not about rating. It's not about it's just about chess. And we don't think about the clock. We just think about the moves. And if I want to make a move quickly, I don't care. I'm gonna do it just to make a decision. Like I'm gonna treat this like, you know, just playing a chess game, like old-fashioned. Really old-fashioned style, like 1800 style. You know, back when there was no chess computers and people spent like unlimited amount of time to make a move. For like actual professional games. Like, pretty sure people did that all the time back in the 1800s. In the early days of chess. Okay, let's look at this game. So I went with a queen's pawn game. I don't normally go with this. Normally I don't normally come in with the bishop. You know, I should just make a study out of it. In my 5-minute games. Games on Twitch? No, that's only with my Twitch viewers. Where's the 5+0? Or Blitz? I'm gonna make a new study. I'm gonna call it 5-minute. I'm just gonna call it Blitz. Yeah, so like normally I don't play this move. I think normally I play the London system, so like, I don't know. Already from the beginning I'm kind of different. I do like this idea though, I think it's a good idea. And then just developing as normal. Maybe I could have brought the knight in and then tried to, you know, maybe bring the pawn and then castle kingside. But I don't like the idea that black already decides that they want to open up the open up the kingside. I mean so like black's probably gonna castle queenside. So I wanted to get the pieces out as soon as possible. Okay, here I had to make a choice whether to move the queen to either of these squares. If I move to this square, I'm afraid like maybe one day the bishop comes over. So I'm thinking I'm gonna play queen d2. That is what I played. Knight c6, and then I need to defend that pawn. I could either develop a knight or I can get the pawn structure started. Knight f3 was what I played. I think if e3 was also perfectly playable, and then maybe I could even get an interesting knight setup, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Yingli Ren is the new world champion. Oh my god! So Magnus is no longer the champion. Is that why he's on the Botez sisters stream? Oh my goodness. Shots were fired today. Yeah, let me take a break from chess for a minute. Let's just kind of hang out and chat for a bit. How you doing? Yeah, so I don't know. I've been feeling like, you know, more of like what life is actually handing me. Like life is handing me a lot of good things. I have to really be accepting of like how my life has gotten to a place where I'm starting to feel the way I used to feel when I was a kid about the exciting creative ideas I would like to come up with. You know, I came up with like ideas for like jokes or ideas for like, you know, little screenplays and stuff like that. Because when I was a little kid, I used to make so many pretend stories. I came up with stories all the time. In fact, my grandma, before she died, she told me that when I was a kid, she remembers me making cartoons on the TV. And I remember, that's not exactly what it was. There was this game that was on CDI, the Philips CDI, because we had a Philips CDI and a Commodore TV. I don't know if this game was on CDI or if it was on CDTV. I think it was like the Sesame Street game or something like that. But what you could do is you could put characters on a screen with the background that they all have the data sets, the resources, all that. You're just using the resources that they provide. And it's like lion people, and you can put bubbles of text and you can write in what they say, and you can have them move around. And so I would like make little stories with it, like for hours at a time. And my grandma remembers me doing that. And I was like, I don't remember that, because what she said was, I remember you drawing cartoons on the TV. I'm like, that's not technically what happened. It was like a controller that I would use. I'm pretty sure it was either its own kind of game of stuff like that, or it was Sesame Street. There was like a Sesame Street game, and it was like one of the little games that came on it. It was really just like storytelling software. I don't know about it, but I don't really want to make a deep dive into which game it is. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know, let me know in the chat. How am I feeling today? I am feeling super positive. I am feeling like I want to. This morning I was brainstorming. You know, I purposely left my computer off and didn't look at my phone for a couple hours in the morning, because I just wanted to sit back in my bed and just kind of like take in the silence. And I kind of just wanted to just brainstorm ideas and not even write them down. Just like, I need to do this. Like, I need to just sit here and come up with raw creative energy. Because if I'm live on stream, I have a different kind of energy that I bring to the table. And so if I'm completely alone, just inside of my head, I experience just the world around me. There is no internet. There are no ways to write this down. This is just me trying to entertain myself so that I can do it later. So I can come to the typewriter later. I do have a typewriter. I haven't used it in quite a while. What I'm going to do today, and this is what I set for myself today, and I'm going to end the stream pretty soon. It's been almost an hour. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get my novel that I've handwritten, the portions that I've handwritten, and I do believe portions that I've typed on my typewriter still might need to be transcribed. But I'm going to transcribe all of my handwritten scenes that I wrote for my novel's second draft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email them to myself by typing them, and then I'm just going to copy and paste them into the document with timestamps. I organize it by timestamps. So even if I put something in later that was like handwritten or something, and I didn't type it in yet, I go into the timestamps and I put it in the relevant space, like it's a library, like a Dewey Decimal System. It's a system I created using OpenOffice or LibreOffice. Because I prefer using LibreOffice, and I got used to all the tools with that. And I just I don't need to use any different word processor software ever again, unless they were paying me money. Maybe one day, if I become a streamer that is like known as like a writer, like if my books sell very well and people know me as a writer, I might be able to make money doing that. I don't remember what I was talking about. Typewriters? Yes. No, I was talking about the way I like timestamp things, because I don't always transcribe to my PC. But I think what I'm doing lately is I have like a Bluetooth keyboard that connects to my phone, and I can just type into my phone using Gmail. Yeah, I'm a writer. I've been a writer my whole entire life, since I learned how to write when I was like 4 or 5. So I've been writing my whole life. I've been writing stories. I'm very slow at it, but I do write stories. I try to write more short stories, but I actually want to finish my novel. It's been many years. I started in 2014. So it's time. It's time to duel. Okay? Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Astrid. Do you want to play a game of chess before I leave? Do you want to play together? You promise? You promise what? You want to just type the moves into the chat and I can make it for us in a study? If you don't have access to Lee Chess right now, we could just play anonymously. If you'd like. It didn't come through. Oh, you sent me a challenge? I don't see a challenge. You need to send a challenge on Lee Chess to Rebecca Lauren. LeeChess.org. I can make a challenge. Let me make a challenge. Create game. No. Play with a friend. Unlimited. Or do you want to play 10-minute? Casual. Just make it random. And then I'll just copy paste and you can just click on the link. And after you accept the game, type in the chat that that's you. Oh, you want to do unlimited? Okay. And just type in the chat once you accept the game if it's you or not. Okay, here's the link. But type it in YouTube chat after you accept it that it's you. Because otherwise someone else might have clicked it. Is that you, Astrid? You have to type it in the YouTube chat. Okay, cool. Let me play C4. And don't worry, this is a casual game, so if whatever you want to talk about in chat, you can use the chat if you want in Lee Chess. But, you know, if you just want to play the game, that's good too. I might talk about the game out loud. You're playing 2 games at once? Yeah, so you probably don't have time to stream snipe. I mean, you can hear my audio, so it's like... I don't really care. It's a casual game, and even if it wasn't, I'm like, I'll just do my best to play the game, because I'm just thinking about chess. And as long as I'm thinking about chess, according to Magnus Carlsen, just thinking about chess, always having a position in your brain, like always thinking about chess, it doesn't matter what you're doing, like even just playing the game, even if somebody's cheating, I'm still getting better at understanding the board and the pieces. Because I'm acquainting myself with what chess is. I may not be calculating, I may not be as efficient as I could be, but as long as you are always looking at the board, you're doing something to improve chess. And I feel like that's a net positive, because the alternative is like, you could just not be doing anything at all, which is also not nothing. Doing nothing is a lot of something, actually. Because if you're doing nothing, that means your brain is like subconsciously processing stuff. You're not doing anything to actively study chess, your brain's still calculating stuff because it's something that's like kind of burned into your brain over time. Like you just, if you play chess for several hours a day, over time, like over the years, eventually your brain just kind of learns how to understand it. It doesn't mean you're good at it, but it means you understand it. Like you can understand like the board in a very visceral way compared to someone who's just starting. And you're gonna pick stuff up on the way anyway. Like it's not gonna be like you're just gonna be a failure forever. Like no, you're gonna lose a lot of games, but over time you're just naturally gonna improve. Hopefully you have a coach who can help you improve faster and play stronger. But that's not always possible for people. So you kind of gotta like roll with it. Use whatever is possible. There's lots of books available. And nowadays you can literally just learn online with YouTube and stuff like that. I do think having a coach is the best thing you could possibly do. Especially if you meet in person. I do think that meeting in person with somebody gives an extra level of quality to a lesson than just showing up on a Discord call or on Zoom. I think because it requires more effort, your brain's going to remember more. You're going to get a higher quality lesson. If you're already paying money for a lesson, may as well be in person, because then it's like you really remember stuff like that, because that's what humans evolved to do, is to, you know, not stare at a computer screen and, you know, like that, but to actually interact with people in real time, like in front of you. That's what we evolved, you know, that's who we are. That's who humans are. Okay. Oh, hey Amelia Jordan. Sorry, I wasn't looking at Kick Chat for a while. It was my mistake. How are you, Amelia Jordan? I'm sorry if I missed you, but welcome to the stream. I'm actually about to end the stream pretty soon, so I hope you enjoyed your stay. I'm sorry if I didn't respond to you right away. Let me just develop the bishop, and I'm probably going to castle kingside. Maybe eventually going to bring a rook over and start pushing on the e-file. Pawn. That does leave, no. I could just take, bishop takes. Let's just do it. Now, if only I could put a pawn there. Oh, and Arvid is observing our game. From Croatia. Oh. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, thanks for enjoying the live stream, Arvid. Thank you so much. Okay. Attacking the bishop, the knight, of course. But defended. I can just castle. Oh, no, I can't do that. Because of the rook. Duh. So I can move the queen here, or just move the queen here. Yeah, it's almost like I meant to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna get some writing done today after I end the stream. So after our game, I'm just gonna end the stream. And I'm gonna take a break, probably go for a walk if it's not too wet outside. And then I'm gonna get some writing done because I have some tasks for today that I need to take care of with my writing, and it's very straightforward. It's just literally reading stuff I've already written and typing it out into an email to myself. It's a good strategy. It's a good method that I've come up with for my writing. It's a lot easier to just email myself because then I can type from my phone. I can type from my computer. If I'm at my computer, I do prefer to just type directly into the LibreOffice document. And I have a lot of bookmarks, or I set headers. I set headers really well, and it creates a table of contents that I could really easily go in and look at later and start revising later on when I go into the editing stage. And I have a good saving system. I save it into a new file every day that I work on it, and I put a timestamp on it on every single time I type in something into it. And that's why it's important that I put the date and time on everything that I handwrite. I have a filing system that I use. That works really well. I have a really good filing system for my writing when I'm handwriting or typewriting. I write the date, year, month, day, and then the 3-letter day, and that's important because I need to know the day of the week. It's important for me. I just why not include the day of the week? And then I write 24-hour time on the left margin every time I start and stop writing. Even if it's only for a minute, even if I only write for 2 minutes, I'll put the time in first so it's logged and it's time stamped. Because what I'm going to do later is I'm going to pick out certain things from different times, and it might be even across different categories. Because what I do is I write in the top left of the page, I write what category is. It could either be a journal, it could be the draft of my novel, it could be a short story. And I usually just put shorts on it, and I usually title the short story and underline it before I start writing. I'll center it on the page. I'm just gonna trade because I don't want to have to deal with this attack, even though the knight comes in. But now I do have to make sure that this pawn is safe. However, right now the knight is attacking here, so definitely do not place the rook here on e1. What I can do, if I go here, knight comes in, rook comes in. Where's the knight gonna go? Nowhere. So I'm just gonna attack the knight. Yeah, so now I need a plan where I'm going to put my rooks. And now I can put my rook here, but do I want to? I mean, I should probably... Whether I want to create a weak square here on d4. Because if I just play e3, then I always have the option of going to e4. But if I straight up go to e4, it creates a weak square that I would have to defend with a knight. Or, a rook or something. I don't know. But if I only go to e3, pawn can push, but then I can just take it. And then it'll open up the file. I'll bring the rook a d1, And if it takes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play e3. It does. Oh, it does leave the pawn open. I forgot about that part. However, I don't think it's a huge deal. I'm just gonna offer a trade. If I can. Rook F, D1. Okay, and here's where I can just take it and then the pawn will take. Start some trades, I guess. I believe, yeah, it's probably best if black starts it, because otherwise I'm going to take, and then king's exposed. Do I just push? The bishop can always come in to defend, so I need to go after this pawn. Come in, take pawn. Oh, no, I can't do that. Well, then I just moved the rook over. Oh no, it's with check, so I could actually go in this way. Okay, let's go. Okay. Just move the pawn first. Yeah, playing for the center pawn, and it's a passed pawn. Now I have to take a different path. And as long as I stay on light squares, the bishop can't attack me. But it's gonna be hard getting to light squares. Now it's going to be even harder. Now I have to move the rook. It's a pretty good game so far. If I just push the pawn. Sacrifice the exchange. Well, that was a bad idea, moving the pawn. Maybe not. Yeah, of course the trade is forced because otherwise I'm too powerful. Yeah, there's not enough backup. Put it on a light square because then I can always defend if the rook like comes in. As long as I'm defending against this rank. Now you can't come in this way. Seems like can't. I can always move the pawn up. Go after pawns. Push, push. Push, take, take, take. It does allow that though, but then okay. Can't come here. Okay. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good. There goes my bishop. Good game. Alright, I'm gonna have to call it. I'm getting a little tired. Thank you so much for being here, Astrid. Thank you so much for the game. I'd like everyone to have a great day. If you like this kind of content, make sure to give me a follow. Make sure to give me a like and a subscribe if you're on YouTube. You'll see when I go live next, and when I upload a video next. I do have a lot of 4K video coming up, so stay tuned for some really good content, or at least better than what I've done before. I do have some good plans, and that's why I'm writing stuff out. That's why I'm writing stuff out. Okay, I got plans. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be a lot more content coming in here on YouTube. Have a great day.